Now, I want to talk more about the ABC, and given I was stuck watching free-to-air last week, I saw some stuff on the ABC I wouldn't normally see, and it just highlighted how hyper-political they are, even away from news and current affairs. I mean, even their comedy shows, so-called, just pump out the same green left, so-called progressive ideological views. And sometimes it's just as serious, just as earnest, with nary a joke or a laugh in sight. So I was watching a comedy program called The Weekly, and suddenly it starts running bits of Sky News, just like Media Watch does, you know, running stuff out of context and disingenuously. And The Weekly's thesis was that when we raised concerns on Sky about the drag queen book reading event for toddlers at that library in Melbourne, well, their suggestion was that we were being anti-trans and were somehow responsible for helping to fuel those ugly protests. Now, that's nonsense, of course, and so typical of the radical activist agenda, isn't it? Question anything they do in this space and they seek to cancel you as anti-trans. The concern here was that this was for kids. It was pushing drag queen nonsense onto kids, and the council shouldn't be involved. Anyway, have a look at what this so-called comedian makes of it all.
Would be funny if it wasn't so dangerous. Threats of violence, bomb threats and death threats. These people have been radicalised and are using violence to achieve some pretty extreme political goals. I'm old enough to remember when we called that terrorism. Drag is about joy and love and, dare I sound so naive, hope. It's the frontline embodiment of a community reaching for equality. And these people are worried about the drag queens indoctrinating and sexualising children.
Yes, they probably are. And terrorism? Really? What a drag this stuff is. A comedy show playing horrible identity politics instead of playing for jokes. It's getting pretty difficult to tell what ABC shows now are comedy programs doing politics and which ones are political programs doing comedy. Anyway, after that program, I kept the dial on Channel 2. I know, don't judge me. And up came another comedy show. This one was called Aunty Donna's Coffee Café. And it was just about the most uncreative, unintelligent and unfunny thing you could ever imagine. Have a look at some of it.
How'd you know that?
Because I used to work at the Mint.
Really?
Yeah, but I quit that job and I opened up a lolly shop because people kept coming into the Mint asking for breath mints. And now they're coming in asking me about money.
So you...
And it me up. It me up. No matter what I do, no matter where I turn, it's up.
Okay.
It's it up.
Have a good one.
I mean, this was produced by adults for adults, apparently, and it was funded by the taxes that adults like you and I pay. I mean, what is this stuff? Who commissioned it? Why? Speaking of drag, why not bring back Artie Jack? Yeah, I'm old enough to remember when comedy was supposed to make you laugh.